My third point, and a very difficult one, ladies and gentlemen, how to bring NATO's ambitions in line with budgets which for quite some time to come will not substantially grow, and I'm putting it very mildly here. What does it mean, austerity, diminishing budget? It means, as my successor, Anders Fogh Rasmussen, Secretary General of NATO, has said, that we have to be smart, anyway much smarter than we have been up till now. It is stunning to see the lack of coordination between the European allies who are all trimming their defense budgets. And I think that such a situation is not acceptable. When the Dutch Minister of Defense, supported by Parliament, decides to do away with the Dutch tank divisions, his armor, his heavy armor, he can do that, but I hope not all European defense ministers are going to do away with their tanks, because then you see European armed forces without armor. And that is not exactly the object of the exercise. There's no coordination, and I very much regret that. When the European nations who might decide to change their F-16 fighter aircrafts for the F-35, the Joint Strike Fighter, and many nations are thinking about this, I would say, please do it together. Your maintenance, your basing, buying those F-35 fighter aircraft. Do it together and economize as much as you can. Bring the European Union and NATO as close together as they can in this regard. Smart defense, Anders Fogh Rasmussen again, should of course, as he and I will agree, amount to more than a shopping list of hardware. We'll all agree about this. And in this regard, we should have the courage to go the extra mile in NATO, and I know what I'm going to say now is awfully complicated and awfully difficult, to have a critical look at how we finance our alliance. Our alliance is financed on the principle the costs lie where they fall. Each nation pays for its own participation in operations, for its own defense equipment, for its own hardware. So if you have a modern Apache attack helicopter, NATO will ring your doorbell and say, please, could you bring that Apache attack helicopter to Afghanistan? Yes, sir, the nation says to the Secretary General. You pay. You've paid for the helicopter to buy it. You pay for sending it to Afghanistan. You pay for the wear and tear. You pay for the reinvestment. And the ally not having Apache attack helicopters will not be asked by NATO, sits back and is very comfortable. That is, I think, in the longer run, unsustainable. But I know there will be much water flowing through the Rhine, as we say in Dutch, before this might come to a solution. But I'll go one step further. I do not think, personally, that the way we finance our alliance will survive in the long run. Also because of this huge disbalance and imbalance between the United States of America and its European allies, which has gone from 50-50 to 75-25 as far as military expenditure is concerned. And that is not sustainable.